Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. I am excited today to be bringing back the Dyson V10 to give you guys like an update review. I have owned this Dyson for a few years now. I have vacuumed our house and vehicles for I don't know, thousands of times. I also had to replace the battery recently. I had to clean the machine number of times. So I thought it was just a good time right now to give you guys the update review, and we're going to discuss the good and the bad. But first, I'm going to actually give you a full rundown on the vacuum in case you guys are still interested in it. And at the end, we are going to share our pros and cons. So before we get started, please be sure to subscribe to my channel down below, hit that thumbs up, and with all of that said, let's get into it. So story time. This is actually my first cordless vacuum, but it is my second Dyson. I actually own a corded ball upright vacuum. If you guys familiar with that one, it is very powerful. Not too many other can pick up as much as that one does. You know, vacuuming used to be one of those things that I really hated. I would only do it a couple of times a week. You know, half the battle was dragging out the big machine, unwrapping the cord, trying to keep the cord out of the way while you're vacuuming, and at the end rewrap the cord when you are done. So it was just hassle. I knew I would love to have a cordless version or a cordless vacuum, especially when we first moved into this house. It is a two-story house. I have a lot of carpet, a lot of tiles that actually needed to be vacuumed every single day. So I knew I would love to have a cordless version, but at the same time, I was nervous. I didn't know how I would feel about it, if I would have enough power, enough runtime, if I would have a good sized canister. I was really nervous. But at the time, Dyson was actually marketing this V10 as the only vacuum you will ever need, based on claims of impressive 60 minutes battery life, improved suction capabilities, powerful motor, and bigger bin. So I thought to myself, this is the one. This probably could hold up to my upright test. And fast forward a few years later, I'm here to say yes, it does. It is the ultimate vacuum. It is very powerful, but it's not too heavy, and it can actually vacuum everything you want it: floor, hardwood floor, carpet, tiles, anything and everywhere. You can take it outside to the car and vacuum it. You can use it on stairs. I finally realized that actually my corded vacuum is not well suited for my stairs under the furniture vacuuming. So actually now I use this cordless vacuum way more than I use my corded version. So it is safe to say that it actually replaced it. So let me give you guys the full rundown on this vacuum. Like I said, I actually made a review video on it a few years ago. I was new to YouTube, so let's just say I've learned a lot. If you want to go laugh at me, go. I'll leave it in a card right here. You can do that. But if you don't, I'll give you the review right here, and let's see if we can do any better this time. Alright guys, so first thing what everyone wants to know, which is the battery. Dyson really claims that you can get up to 60 minutes with this V10 battery, but it really depends on how you use it. If you use a soft brush, you can go for a very long time, but if you use the medium setting and you use a power brush, you get probably 28 to 32 minutes of runtime. You can probably get few rooms done, but if you use the max suction, you're more likely to only get one room done, because the max suction really drain out the battery really fast. Even if you have a fully charged battery, it will only last about 8 to 10 minutes. So if you really want to get that 60 minutes of runtime, you need to use a soft brush or the crevice tool, and you need to have the setting on the low power, which take us to the next point, which is the power mode. It has 3 power levels: low, medium, and max. Now I usually use it on low with the fluffy brush on my tiles, and on my carpet and rugs area I usually use the brush tool, and I switch between the low and medium setting. I hardly ever need to use the high suction. Some people say the low setting is worthless. I totally disagree. I find it picks up everything I really want it to, especially on my tiles. Remember, the max suction really drains the battery fast, and it is super powerful. You can see it. It starts to lift the carpet off the floor, so you really don't need to use it for everyday cleaning. Next, let's talk about the dustbin. All Dyson stick vacuums offer hygienic, no touching, emptying system, which means your hands should never come in touch with the dirt at all. Instead, all you have to do is release the red latch to empty the dirt directly from your vacuum into your trash can. And the dust canister, actually, it is a decent size. It is definitely smaller than my corded version, and with that being said, it's actually very easy to accidentally overfill it, especially if you're vacuuming pet hair. So always pay attention to the max line, because if that ever happens, sometimes it requires removing the canister, just take it all the way off and removing lint with your fingers. So you don't want that to happen, so always pay attention to the max line. Moving on to the tools and attachments, it came with two cleaner heads. So this one is the fluffy head. I like to use this one on my tiles. It really does a great job at picking up all the crumbs, and if you have hardwood floors, this one is a great one to use because it won't scratch the surface. And this one is the motorized head with the deeper cleaning bristles. Now I like to use this one always on my rug and carpets, and we have the mini version of it, which is this one. It's a mini motorized head. I really like to use this one only on my furniture, bed, sofa, couches. It does a really fantastic job. And if you have any delicate thing to vacuum, this is the mini soft dusting brush, and I like to use this one on anything that is delicate because it's very soft. It really doesn't scratch the surface. This is the combination tool, so you use this one on anything that you like to brush first and then vacuum. So you can slide it up and use the suction power here to suck all the dirt up. And this like crevice tool, I use this one a lot when I'm vacuuming vehicles. It also came with a docking station that you can mount up to the wall, a charger, and we have the HEPA filter here on the top. You should wash it every so often, and it takes 24 hours to dry. It literally depends on how humid or dry it is in your area, but you can always buy an extra filter and have it on hand. Whenever you're washing one, you can swap in a fresh, dry one. Now there is no an on-off switch. You must keep the trigger button, which is right here. You must keep it pressed down the whole time you're vacuuming. Now for me, I got used to it. It is actually comfortable and it helps me to save battery. Whenever I'm moving from room to room or moving stuff out of my way, I can just take my finger off the trigger button and save battery. But for those who may not have the strength and ability to keep the trigger button pressed down while holding the vacuum and steering it, this could be a problem. And it is fairly lightweight. Even with the tube and the attachment, it weighs less than 6 pounds, which is a lot less than my corded vacuum. That one, it wasn't easy to take up and down the stairs all the time, but with this one, it is so light. Sometimes on my way downstairs to empty the bin, I would just hit the heavy traffic area on the stairs, because why not? No way I would have done that with my corded vacuum. And this brush tool, it has this ball that when you rotate the body, it helps to guide the brush tool left and right as well. So that is really handy. All right, now we're going to do a little test here. Dyson claimed that this V10 has the power suction of the upright vacuum. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to vacuum the small area of my living room with the V10, and then I'm going to go over it with the upright vacuum just to see if there's anything left behind. So this is the moment of truth. This is the Dyson V10, and I'm going to empty it right over this bin. Now I'm going to get another trash can, and let's see the upright, how much is this one picked up. Let me show you closer. So as you can see, not a lot, a few hair and debris. But remember, I had the V10 on the medium setting, and I think when Dyson compared this V10 to the upright, they compared the power when this one on the max suction, not the medium suction. So on medium suction, it left a little bit behind for the upright, but that is not bad. Alright guys, so now I'm going to share my pros and cons. To start with my pros first, I have to say this machine is extremely lightweight. So if you have back problem vacuuming the ceiling and the stairs, it should be a lot easier with this machine. I also like how easy it is to empty the canister and that I don't have to touch anything. The slider really does a great job at pushing out all the dust and debris and hair. You don't have to touch anything. That is a huge for me. And I like the suction power. It literally picks up everything like I mentioned earlier, and I love that it is cordless. Who doesn't love a cordless vacuum in 2022? I don't know. And it is good for all needs. If you have carpet, if you have rugs, hardwood floor, tile, it can cover all that, and it lays almost flat, so you can really vacuum under the furnitures, bed and sofa without having to move them. So that's really nice. For my cons, don't get me wrong, this is really a great machine, especially for the price now, since it went down in 2022. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I can't ignore the battery problem. Now the battery life, I wish it was longer, and you know what better? To have 2 batteries so I can switch out. Now, at this moment, I can't vacuum my entire house all at once with this vacuum. I have to split my cleaning routine in 2. I have to vacuum half the house today and half the house tomorrow because I don't have 2 batteries. I wish I have another battery pack so I can charge it and I don't have to charge the whole unit. Also, my original battery died recently. It lasted a little bit over 2 years, which not what Dyson claims. Also was over time for warranty, so wasn't actually cheap to buy original battery. It was kind of pricey. So for now, I'm going to give it 4.5 stars. I will give it 5 stars when they fix the battery count and efficiency. But with that, we complete this video. I really hope that you all enjoyed it. If you did, please thumbs it up, consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.